Welcome backstage to Talk Radio 1077's Arts and Entertainment Show. All arts and culture, all entertaining, all fun, all local. So grab your popcorn and let's take you backstage with your host, Sandy Beeler.
Hello, welcome backstage. We have got a special show for you. I have Anthony Wright. He is with AutoTone Designs. I was lucky enough to meet him being out at Summit Raceway, being able to announce with them this season. So welcome to the show, Anthony. You are a fantastic photographer, and I'm glad that you're talking to us today.
Hi, I'm happy to be here, and thank you for having me, and I appreciate it.
So let's get into the brass tacks of things. How long have you been taking these cool pictures for, my friend?
Believe it or not, I actually only started motorsports photography in April of this year.
Oh, really? So you're a natural talent?
Yeah. It would appear so. I will say I watched from the sidelines since I was just a wee lad. I don't even remember my first race. I was so young.
Oh, so you've been like into the whole car racing scene for a while then?
Yeah. In fact, that Rattlesnake here in Fallon.
Oh, got you. You ever race a car on your own?
Technically, yes, but no.
You waited for a while, like, can I say this? Maybe. When I see you out there taking pictures, I mean, you're like in the middle of everything. You're right on the track, right next to everything. Does it ever scare you?
I will admit there have been a couple times that, as my dad and I would call it, were a brown trousers moment.
Nice.
Particularly at Battle Mountain Racetrack, I was right on the infield, just like I am at Summit most of the time. And thankfully, they've got tire barriers there too. But on the inside of the track, coming into one of the turns, one of the sprint cars had hit a tire and went into the air, and that scared me a little bit. It didn't even come my direction; it just scared me.
Dude, that would scare the crap out of me. I'm just watching from like a tower when I'm out there, but to see you down on that ground, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if my heart could take it, So it's pretty cool.
You have to keep your head on a swivel all the time.
What kind of camera do you use, Anthony?
I use a Canon 5D Mark III.
For those of us who do not know the cool, magical world of photography, where does that rank on the camera scale? Is it fancy?
I would say it's middle ground. It's definitely above consumer, but below professional.
Oh, okay, nice. How did you start out taking pictures? Were you just interested in it, or?
Yeah, I was very interested in it. I mean, I dabbled in photography my whole life, just doing things like nature, people. I actually did a little bit of a mini photo shoot a few years ago with my fiance.
Oh, neat.
But I never really did anything really big. But when I had the opportunity to go to Rattlesnake, I took it.
So Rattlesnake, for those of us who don't know, where is that at?
Fallon, Nevada.
Okay, so is that where you hail from?
Yep, I'm born and raised here in Fallon.
So you travel a lot. I know you travel up to Elko to do these pictures. Where else do you go to do your beautiful photography?
Right now, it's just Battle Mountain and Elko. I used to do the Reno-Fernley Raceway because they've got drifting there.
Oh, neat.
But unfortunately, they do the drifting on the same weekend as Elko, and I prefer to go to Elko when it comes to that kind of choose and pick and choose kind of thing.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. How did you get a hold of the Summit Raceway, or how did they get a hold of you? How did you guys make that happen?
So I actually made a Facebook post on my page about this. I would not have even tried or thought of coming to Elko or Battle Mountain if it wasn't for Corey LaFrance at Montstar Racing and Matt Vincent at 01 Redneck Racing. Matt was actually the one that told me about Summit Raceway, and then Corey told me about Battle Mountain, and they were like, hey, we don't have a dedicated photographer. You want to come down and shoot some shots? And I definitely jumped on that.
That's cool. And the rest is history.
Yep.
Is there any a photo that really sticks out in your mind from any of the races? You're like, oh my god, that's so cool. I got that on camera.
We're gonna go back to the sprint car. I managed to be standing right there as it happened with my camera up, and I got the continuous shot, the snapshots of the car spinning in the air and landing. He did not flip, but he got very close.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. The other one I would say is when, I forgot his name, but the sprint car driver that decided to do a backside 50-50 slide on the wall.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that was an interesting shot.
When you get these and you're editing them, are you like excited to send them to these drivers? You're like, hey man, look what I got for you.
I am entirely excited, and like I usually rely on people messaging me asking for photos because when I'm there at the track, I may not remember talking to someone.
That's fair.
And so I always want them to message because on Facebook you can't message from a business page to a private page, so they have to message first. So if there are any drivers that want the pictures, please message. I'll send them to you.
You're like, please do that. I mean, the Summit has their big one coming up, which is the Gold Rush at the end of the month and then the end of the season. Are you going to do anything special for this one?
I'm thinking about it. I'm talking to Mr. Garfield, James Barlow at 3G's Motorsports and Vinyl, and I'm going to see if I can get some stickers for people.
Oh, that's cool, man. Where'd you come up with
I know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know that there's some people that have asked for stickers, and not like the full-size sponsor stickers, but at least something. It's like, hey, you do a cool thing. Can I put my sticker on your car? And I'm like, I don't have any stickers. I'm sorry.
Dude, stickers are where it's at. I've been on the radio for 15 years. I have talked about getting stickers for my show. Never done it once, and I'm like, this will be the year. So don't feel bad about not getting it done. And I feel there's a lot of us out there. Where did you come up with the name AutoTone Designs?
So this has a long storied history.
Yes, dude, tell me.
So back when I was a little kid, I mean, when the internet was just getting like the online multiplayer games, like the MMOs and stuff, there was a Disney game called Toontown Online. Me being the huge Disney fan I was back then, and still a gamer back then because I played on the N64. So,
okay, what was your favorite game on the 64?
It would have to be a cross between Mickey Thompson's Off-Road Challenge or Beetle Racing Adventure.
Oh, okay, you're staying on theme. I'm talking GoldenEye, man. We're doing 007. All right, I still have my 64. I play it often, and it's embarrassing. So, anyway, back to the subject. It is. 64 is the best. Oh my god.
It is. I love it. It was the golden age.
It really was. I still haven't beaten the Mario. I can't do something with Yoshi on the top of the castle. I can't beat that one in Rainbow Road. It doesn't matter. It's like it's been a 30-year battle, and I'm angry about it still.
That was my first rage quit I ever had when I was a little kid.
Oh, thank you for making me feel so validated, Anthony. I'm going to walk away from this and be like, yes. Okay, back to it.
With me being on online, obviously you had to make a username, and I'm even to this day I'm still a huge fan of Hot Wheels, and there was a movie series. It was Hot Wheels Highway 35 World Race.
Okay.
I think it was. And then the 3-movie series called The Acceleracers. Backstory for one of the characters was his brother, whose name was Tone, had died in a crash, and he had this vendetta against one of the other drivers because he thought that he made him wreck.
Okay.
And so I really liked that Tone character because he was kind of like the older brother that I wished my brother was. He reminded me a lot of him, but the good sides of him.
Sure.
And so I'm like, okay, cool. I need a username with numbers. So Tone4366. And I used that for many years. I even used that on my original YouTube account before I lost that, and then went to Tone4388. And yeah, so imaginative.
No, I did. Hey, it works for you. It's not bad at all. Right.
And so one of my friends that I played a lot of video games with, he looked at my name, and we were doing a live stream. I used to live stream on Twitch a lot, and he just talked, and he's like, you know what? When I read your name and the fact that you do a lot of racing games, it's like, why don't you name yourself AutoTone? Like, it's like AutoZone but tone.
Mm-hmm.
And I paused. I'm like, hang on a minute. That's brilliant.
You're like, wait a minute, we've got something here.
Yeah. And especially for me, because I'm also a musician, I also thought of the other side of, rather than just AutoZone, also AutoTune. And so it kind of captures both sides of my personality, racing and music.
So what kind of musician are you? I didn't know this about you, Anthony. Dive into that. What do you play? What do you sing? Actually, don't answer that yet, Anthony. We got to take a quick break first here backstage. Anthony Wright from AutoTone Designs is backstage with us today. He's a photographer out at the Elko Summit Raceway tomorrow and Saturday night. Last race of the weekend if you want to make it out there and meet him yourself. He's coming all the way up from Fallon. We have him on the phone with us today and more back with him right after this. Couple minutes away, Talk Radio 1077.
We'll be back with more Backstage and your host Sandy Beeler on Talk Radio 1077 in moments. Talk Radio 1077 headed backstage for more with Sandy Beeler.
Wishing you a good afternoon. Sandy with you. You're listening Backstage. Today, we have Anthony Wright. He is a photographer who comes to town every once in a while for the Elko Summit Raceway. Last weekend for them, their Gold Rush weekend starts tomorrow, runs through Saturday, and he owns AutoTone Designs. So before we left, though, you were telling me you also am a musician? So what do you sing? What do you play?
I don't sing too much unless I'm by myself in my car.
Fair.
But but I love to play guitar and play bass in like rock music.
So when did you start playing guitar and bass?
Oh goodness. Well, I started properly learning guitar in my last 6th grade, I think it was, is when I took a free class my music teacher was giving us. I apologize. My dogs have decided
No, you're
to start
totally
barking
fine,
at
dude.
something.
Let them bark. They're dogs.
Right? My neighbors just came home. It's okay. And so when I started learning that, my music teacher immediately pointed out, you have an affinity for this. You catch on to it pretty quickly. And me being the little kind of young teen I was back then, I was like, I didn't fully believe it. And then eventually I just kept doing it, ultimateguitar.com with their tabs and stuff. And I started just teaching myself songs online. And that's when I really got into it. And one day my dad goes, after I decided to start learning bass, my dad comes up to me and goes, hey, there's an open mic night at our local coffee shop. How about we go there and see what's going on? So we went
cool.
there. It was amazing because immediately one of the guys came up to me, this nice old guy named Terry. He was an amazing guy. I don't believe he's around with us anymore. And he immediately asked both of us, do either of you guys play an instrument? And my dad threw me under the bus immediately.
He did what a good dad does, man.
Exactly. He gave me that push out of the nest.
Do you play like in a band or anything else? Do you play like around town or anything?
I used to. I didn't anymore because the band that I was in, we just ended up, one of our drummer had a child.
Oh, cool.
And so he had to take time off of that to take care of his newborn.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with me traveling out of town for these photography things, it was hard for me to be able to hold a schedule to also play music.
Yeah, that's fair. It's hard to juggle two, I wouldn't even call them hobbies, but just side projects around like that, you know?
Exactly. And like, I mean, we're actually working on recording a new album now since we're on kind of a live show hiatus.
Oh, I see. I got what genre of music are you guys?
I would call it like acid grunge rock mixed with metal.
All right, I'm into that. What is the name of this band that you got? What is it?
It is called Acid Box.
I'm into that. That sounds like this early 90s, just don't care. We're out there doing what we want to do, man.
That is entirely accurate.
Yes.
Like, we don't care about the business behind it. Like, of course, you know, everyone wants to make money, but that's not what we're out for.
Yeah, I gotcha. How fun. Come to Elko and play sometime.
In fact, actually, when I was taking a hiatus from the band, they did go to Elko.
Oh, no joke. When do they play?
I don't remember, actually. That was a couple of years ago, I think.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it was 2022.
Was it? Okay. All right. I'm going to look that up, man. I'm going to see if I can... That's fun. I like that kind of music.
We're on Spotify.
Are you really? Writing that down, Spotify. I will do that later. Not a problem. What else do you do on the creative side?
On the creative side, I work on drawing. I really like drawing. My friend Stacy is really good at drawing, so she's kind of been teaching me techniques and stuff. So anything I draw, I send to her, like either like over the phone, or I'll even send it to her in the mail. It's like, hey, give me constructive criticism on this.
Nice.
And she usually delivers.
What kind of stuff do you draw? What's your subject matter usually?
Would you laugh at me if I said cars?
I'm shocked, Anthony.
I know, so surprising. I mean, I focus on other stuff too. I really like the manga art style, so I've been trying to learn how to draw like animated or illustrated people for like graphic novels.
Man, that's some hard stuff to do.
It really is, and especially like I'm got a book idea that I keep trying to flesh out, and it's kind of like a mix between racing and video game stats and stuff.
Well, that's neat.
So like if you take Forza Horizon or Forza, the motorsports game, and you take those mechanics and put it into an open world kind of based on Japanese light novels. So it's a little rom-com-y here and there, but with a lot of gritty racing and crime stuff.
Do you have like a car that you drive? That because you seem to be into cars. Is your like daily driver anything special?
Originally it wasn't, and thanks to the Nevada DMV, it's still not until I can get it registered.
Oh my God, that's hilarious to me.
My actual car, which has been on the sideline for a little bit because it's got some problems, is a 1993 Ford Escort station wagon.
Fancy, huh?
Oh yeah, it's got no airbags or anything, but it's a fun little car.
Oh my God! You want to talk about let's see if your crappy car can go up against my story of a crappy car. I bought a van. It was $400. Right. This was after a car of mine broke down in 2019. So this van decided to stop rolling up its windows. So it is the dead of winter, and it didn't matter if it rained or snowed. It would just happen on you. Only one of the doors worked, so we'd all have to climb in through the passenger seat. And then all of a sudden, everything started falling off the dash, including the radio. So that was fun. No. It was the worst car, and I donated it to somebody just to like get it out of my sight. I was like, please, I can't look at this thing anymore. It didn't even run most of the time. I would sit there and pray that it would start in the morning. I'm like, just get me to work. That's all I need you to do. So, crappy cars are terrible, but also it's a good story later on.
It is. It is.
If you could have your ultimate car, what would it be, Anthony?
So I've been asked this question so much and thought about it. And it's always been a hard decision. I always have like a couple criteria that I give. Like if it's a truck, I've always wanted the Hennessy Velociraptor 6x6 just because it's so extra.
I'm going to Google that right now. Tell me what it looks like before I can even pull it up.
So if you imagine a Ford F-150 built with huge off-road tires and it's a 6x6, so it's got 6 wheels.
Oh, that's cool. All right, keep going.
Yeah. And but if I want to go for like a more classic, muscle car, it's always been between the 1972 Chevy Camaro with the open mouth grille or a 1972, same year because similar front, Torino or Ranchero.
Oh yeah, those are classics. I know what those look like in my head, I think.
My dad always calls them the guppy mouth because it looks like a big open fish mouth.
What color are you going with? If money was no object, build me your dream car.
Then I would probably, if I'm building a dream car, I'd actually like to take I've had this idea in my head for a little bit, is I'd love to take a 1980s Fox body Mustang, maybe like a late 80s, so it's got all the plastic wings and fairings and stuff on it. But take the engine out of the front and put it in the back and make it some small high revving V8, like an Audi V8 or something, something that revs to high heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just turn it into this little kind of Americanized European sports car thing.
Yeah, that sounds super cool. What would that run like the average person? How much would it cost to put something together like that?
It all depends, like especially doing any car build, it depends on if you sub out the work or if you do it yourself. I mean, just finding we'll just go with the standard Audi 4.2 V8. It's probably about $5,000 for that, not including performance parts. Mm-hmm. So just the engine alone is $5,000.
Jeez.
Good luck finding a Fox body Mustang for anything less than $15,000 right now.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I'd say somewhere in the realm of probably like $30,000 to $35,000 if you did most of the work yourself.
Jesus, man, that's a number that I can never even try to approach in my head. Be like, oh,
My
it's
most
pretty
recent
fun.
car was 3,000.
That's the kind of cars I'm talking about, like a $400 van. You know, that's the kind of deep my pockets are.
Yep. And my dad, he helped me purchase this one. I'm actually paying him back for him buying the car.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Yeah, that's what I like to call the bank of dad. And yeah, it's a 2002 Volkswagen Golf GTI.
Oh, that's cool too, man.
Little sports car.
Yeah, get you around where you need to go.
Exactly. And it's lowered and has a bunch of performance parts on it, so I couldn't complain with the price.
You have a favorite car that races out there between Elko and Battle Mountain? Is there one that sticks out with you? Without playing favorites, you're just like, you know what? I really like this one.
Right. No, that's the thing. It's like, of course I want to play favorites with the team I sponsor. Because I do love seeing Corey's new silver car he has that he just got. It's a very, very fun little looking car. But if I had to go for my favorite, I've always loved seeing, I don't remember her name, but it's this little old lady that races. I mean, I think she's in her 70s or something.
Yes.
And she races. And it's the number 9 black Buick G-body, and it's called Black Betty.
Stop. Is she here in town or in Battle Mountain?
I'm not sure if she's in town. I know she primarily races at Battle Mountain, so she might be from around there.
Okay. I'm going to look this lady up because that is like hero status. That is neat as hell.
Yeah, and she's a super nice lady too. And she's, I think it's in her family or something, is Jesse, who's like 16 or something, and drag races a funny car.
Oh, that's fun. That's cool, man. Keep it in the family.
Yeah, her whole family is just that whole pit is just fun to be around.
So when you go and you participate in these races with your photography, what do you do? Do you hang out with the people in the pits? Are you walking around the track? I mean, what's your typical night at the track look like?
So I usually, if I can, I try to show up early so I can, as my dad calls it, work the crowd.
Sure.
But I like going around talking to people. I like meeting people, especially ones that I haven't seen before, pass out a couple business cards. But I always gravitate back to the same pits just because I know them and they're friends to me, is like Willie, Kyle Stanfill, Pamela Green, and Landon Joseph with His and Hers Automotive.
Love them, yeah.
They're amazing. Or like Thomas Hanaska, the number 12 black and green hobby stock. And like Matt Vincent. I love hanging out with him because he's just always so, even when his car's broken, he's happy.
That's fair. He's the one who drives the number 1 car, Matt Vincent, right?
Yep. Yeah, and he's definitely like I said, he's the one that brought me to Summit to begin with.
That's cool. That's fun. I'm glad that you get to hang out with your friends essentially.
Yeah, and it's all because I've been doing this. If it wasn't for me coming to do that, I probably would have never met them.
I think sometimes everything happens for a reason. But listen, when we get back from the break, Anthony, I want to ask your opinion between sports photography and maybe studio photography and everything else like that, because you're the first sports photographer that we've had here on the show. So just give us a comparison. We're going to do that here in just a few minutes. You're listening backstage to Anthony Wright this afternoon from AutoTone Designs here on Talk Radio 107.7. Talk to you in just a few.
There's more Backstage with Sandy Beeler in moments here on Talk Radio 107.7. Time to go backstage for more with Sandy Beeler on Talk Radio 107.7.
So I don't know if you can tell us the difference between, like, let's say portrait photography and sports photography. Could you give us any pointers of, like, because I know other photographers, and of course they do families and senior photos or weddings and things like that, but you're the first one I've met that we've talked to on Backstage for sports photography.
Okay. If anybody wants to get into motorsports photography, I think the biggest thing, like even outside of taking pictures and gear, is get to know the people that run the track. Talk to them. Like, that's the first thing I did when I went to Summit the first time is, actually after I showed up late because I forgot my lens, I looked for Matt. I think he's the DOC or the president of the track is Matt. And I looked for him and I introduced myself immediately.
Okay.
That really helped. He gave me the rundown of stuff like that, of where to stand or where I can stand without being yelled at, things to look for on this particular track, whatnot. And even outside of that, like I started shooting on a Canon T3i. That is definitely consumer grade camera. It was like $350 for a pack with 2 lenses with the camera.
So, okay, that's on the cheap side?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I started that, and all it was me figuring out what didn't work for me, looking up YouTube tutorials, Google, everything, talking to other photographers really helped me. That's like Rolo Performance, the other gentleman that comes out the summit, like he's been super helpful, and he's told me that I've given him some help as well. So it's all supposed to be one big family. There's no competition here to me.
Good. I love that. I love that you say that. Hearing that from other people that are like, oh, they're doing the same thing. Nope. You know what? We're all in this together. We can help each other out, build each other up. Don't break each other down.
Yeah, like Rolo, I told him some great places to stand, and he got some really good shots from those places.
Yeah, I've seen George. George comes up to the tower sometimes and takes him up there. He's a super cool guy.
Yeah, he's super chill, really nice, and just such a joy to talk to every time.
Is this all that you do? Is the sports photography, or do you venture out and do other things too, Anthony?
My eventual goal is I would like to venture out and do other stuff. I'm not huge into portrait photography. I just don't like that. It's one of those things where it almost feels too personal for me to feel comfortable doing it.
Sure.
I know some people don't have that, but that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to. I know there's a bunch of people with cool modified cars in northern Nevada, and I'd love to do some photo shoots for them with their cars.
Oh, that's cool. Like a one-on-one with them?
Yeah. And that's something that I've always kind of thought about, like especially going to like Cars and Coffees and stuff in Reno, is like there's a bunch of people there with cool cars that deserve to have cool pictures of their cars. I mean, that's kind of my motto with the racing too.
It is. What is your motto? Will you tell us? Because I know what it is. You've said this to me before.
I believe everyone deserves to have pretty pictures of their cars.
Simple and sweet to the point.
Yep, because I mean, I've talked to many people, right now I'm not charging for digital pictures, mostly because I don't have my business license and I'm not trying to get on the bad side of the law. But it's also that thing where there are so many people, like I know how expensive racing can get, especially if something breaks, and they may not have the money to pay $20 a night or however much you want to charge for a night of photography. So I'm trying to provide that stuff for them as cheaply as I can, and people love it. I've received that from Rattlesnake, Battle Mountain, everything. They're surprised when I say I don't charge for my pictures.
That's cool. That makes my heart happy. You're right. Everything out there in the world is expensive. Why not, give something back like that?
Right. And like I said, I would love to get to the point where I can make money from it and still provide the same services to the underdogs, as I'll call it.
Sure.
Because oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You're good.
Okay. It's like when I see people out there with obviously the super beat up cars, like some random person commented on my posts, like those cars look like they're beat up. And I'm like, yep, but they put on a show. And that's the kind of people that I want to provide for, is the ones that have that beat up old beater. The high dollar photographers don't want to shoot it because it's not pretty. Mm-hmm. Or they may not have a lot of money to be able to spend on those pictures. So I want to be that person that's there to provide that for them. That's
really cool, man. And I hope it comes back for you like tenfold. Do you have like a long-term goal of going out and doing this for bigger racetracks or anything?
Eventually, yes. It just passed, but one of my, I guess I would almost call it photographer bucket list items, is I want to do shooting at the Best in the Desert Vegas to Reno off-road race.
Oh, wow. Tell me what that is.
So if you take the Baja 1000 and put it in the desert between Las Vegas and Reno, Nevada, it's just trophy trucks, buggies, trikes, quads, ATVs, UTVs, everything. And they race, pretty much a rally race from Las Vegas to Reno. And it's this big old event. I missed it because I was in Elko.
Boo!
And I wasn't going to try to do... I wasn't going to try to get to it without the proper credentials because I don't want to get yelled at.
You're doing things on the up and up.
Yeah.
That's fair. I hope that you actually get to experience that. Sounds like a ton of fun.
Oh yeah, it looks like fun.
Is there a difference with the racetracks between Battle Mountain and Elko, or they kind of run the same when you're going out there and doing your thing?
They're actually pretty similar like on the photographer end of things. They're very similar where pretty much what I was told is stand where you think you're safe, but if you're in the infield, you have to have a tractor tire between you and the traveling direction of the cars.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah, it's like if a car does fly off the track, we'd rather you not be underneath it.
Well, yeah, you've already told me some stories like that, but have you ever had a close call like that out there?
I haven't had a close call like that at Battle Mountain or Elko, but there was a moment at Rattlesnake where a car hit the wall and a piece of metal came over the wall.
Oh my God.
That was a little scary.
Yeah, it's intense.
Or also there was a funny time when a loose tire came off the car, like the lug nuts weren't tightened or it broke, and it bounced up over the wall, over the pit entrance, and landed in a different area.
As scary as that is, that does sound pretty cool at the same time.
I felt like an action hero having stuff fly over me.
I bet, dude. I feel like that was super neat. Heck yeah. Do you bring anybody with you when you go do these shoots?
Recently it's been mostly Dad. He's been coming with me, and in fact, just to make gas cheaper, the last Elko race, we actually just lodged up in the same hotel room.
That's cool.
And so we just drove up together. And then after the races, we all hung out with the essentially Team Hanaska. We hung out at their pit. I drank some alcohol and had some fun.
You're like, I won't lie. You tell Hanaska that I am so sorry that I say his name wrong every time. I call him Hanuska. And I just I'm flying by 1,000 names a night. You tell from Sandy, I apologize. I'm terrible with last names. So I will get his name right for at least the final weekend and hopefully next season.
Right. Yeah. And it's all about just getting it drilled in your head. It's this every time.
I've done it with so many people. They're like, it's this. I'm like, I can't remember how to say everybody's name right, you guys. What am I doing? It's only my job. But I have a lot of fun out there. I've had a pleasure with meeting you and George, the photographer, is out there. I always look forward to when you're about to post stuff. I can see when it's coming up and people are sharing it. Like you mentioned, Pam Green from His and Hers. I'm like, oh, okay, they're up. Let's see what it's all about. You're fantastic at this, Anthony.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Would you give any advice to people who are maybe just starting out in maybe the sports photography field? What would you tell them from somebody who's been at it for a little bit of time?
Oh man. I would say be as friendly as you can, even if the people you're chatting with may not be the most friendly.
Does that happen to you sometimes? People aren't on the up and up with you?
Maybe not necessarily with me directly, but especially kind of read the room. If somebody just had a big wreck, it's probably not the best idea to go chat with them about how's your driving going.
Okay. Yeah. You read a room. Sure.
Yeah. It's that thing where always be approachable. You know that there's going to be people that are going to want your pictures. You're there. They want pictures of their car, everything. But if you appear to be someone who's not approachable, then they're not going to want to come up to you, and that may end up losing you customers or clients or whatever you want to call them.
No. That's fantastic advice. Just put on a friendly face. It's a customer service thing, really.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to tell them, suggesting for cameras or whatnot? Because I'm not in this field. I almost have zero idea about it. I got my phone camera, and I got this really crappy one that I got in 2007 for a birthday present. Barely works. Needs batteries. And so it should tell you a lot of things.
Good luck finding batteries.
Exactly. And I'm like, it's been 7 years. I don't need it anymore. But different lenses or different kinds of angles that people can use that you would suggest for those up and coming.
I would say get yourself a cheap camera from the brand you think you want. Read up online, read what people say. Some cameras do some things better, but anyone can make any camera work as long as you know how to do it. So do your research before you spend a bunch of money on stuff you find out doesn't work for you.
Perfect. I think that's fantastic advice.
Yeah, and you don't have to nickel and dime yourself with all the little gadgets. That comes later.
Oh, okay. So start small and then build from there.
Yeah, like I'll fully disclose. My dad and I went onto Autorama.com, which sells a bunch of used cameras and camera supplies, and we found what people consider the expensive Canon lens, which is it's a white lens. That's why it looks white, is it's the fancy one, so to speak. We found that lens, which is usually about $1,400 for $700. The lens,
Wow.
just the lens, was $700.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Yeah, and the camera body itself we found for $450.
So the lens is more expensive than the camera itself?
Yeah,
Wild.
that's a big thing that I've been learning is you can have a great camera, but if you have a cheap lens, your pictures are going to look cheap.
Again, great advice for it. Is there one that you work with that's your favorite?
So far, the only one that I own is the 5D Mark III, and the lens is it's the 70 to 200, which is the zoom range, and it is the 2.8 f-stop, so the aperture size. And I really like that lens a lot. It's been very good to me, and like for motorsports photography, for doing things like dirt tracks, since you're up close, the 70 to 200 is pretty good. But even with some of the shots I want, I've been trying to look for a longer lens.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and especially like how you said George does when he comes up to the tower. My camera just doesn't have the zoom to really make any pictures up there work right.
Oh, okay. That's why you're down in the field like that.
Exactly.
Well, how do people find you, Anthony? Do you have a Facebook page and anything else like that? I know you have an Instagram, AutoTone Designs, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, tell people how to find you, Anthony.
You can find me on Facebook.com/AutoTone Designs. It is Facebook.com/AutoTone Designs. I can't believe I forgot my own Facebook page.
Hey, man, you've been talking a lot, and no shame against that whatsoever.
You can find me on there, and it's like if any drivers or family of the drivers want the pictures of the cars, they can just message that page directly, and I will get back to them as soon as I can. I'm currently backlogged a little bit right now because my editing program exploded, which is why I got a new one.
Oh, nice. Good. I'm glad you got that figured out for yourself. That sucks.
Yeah.
I want everyone, if people want to come out and meet you at the raceway, are they allowed to approach you and say, hey, we see your work online, just wanted to say hi?
Yes, I'm more than welcome to talk to people. I always love seeing people and talking to new ones and everything like that. If I'm in the pits, obviously get a pit pass and do what you're supposed to. Please don't come in there without a band on. I don't want you to get in trouble.
Yep, great advice, Anthony. Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, just feel free to come say hi. I love it.
Well, Anthony Wright, I appreciate your time. AutoTone Designs, I want everybody to look you up and give you some appreciation because you are fantastic at your craft. And if you're just this early in the game, I mean, you can only go up from here.
Exactly, and I'm trying my best.
Anything else you want to leave us with before I let you go?
I would say that the thing I want to leave everyone with is no matter what you have done or what goes on in your life, you can always come up from it.
That's beautiful. That can go through anything that you need it to, not even just in your craft.
Exactly, just life in general. If something bad happened to you or you did something you weren't supposed to and got yourself in trouble, it's not the end of the world.
Ah, well, I love that. Fantastic. You've been awesome. I appreciate you, and I'll see you at the track.
Yes, ma'am. I look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you, Anthony. AutoTone Designs. Once again, look him up on Facebook, Instagram. He's got you covered. And that's going to do it for us backstage this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'm Sandy with you every Tuesday and Thursday. That means I'm back with you again on Tuesday. Noon to 1 right here on Talk Radio 107.7. Anything you want to listen to, you can go to elkobackstage.com. Get some back episodes, or if you want, write me. If you want to come on the show, you're like, you know what, I've been doing photography for a while, or I'm an up-and-coming artist. Maybe your kid's got going something on a fundraiser in school or whatnot. We can help get the word out. It's Elko's Arts and Entertainment Culture Show. Let's do that. elkobackstage.com or on Facebook. I'll also have some more about Anthony over there. That's Backstage with Sandy Beeler, Beeler. In the meantime, I want you to have a great rest of your day. Have a wonderful weekend. Maybe I'll see you out there at the Summit Raceway. Again, this is their final weekend of the season. Talk to you again soon. Bye.
You've been listening to Backstage with Sandy Beeler, Elko's exclusive arts and entertainment show on Talk Radio 1077. Listen every Tuesday and Thursday for more backstage action. To find out more or contact us, search for Backstage with Sandy Beeler on Facebook or visit elkobackstage.com.